Okay guys, Borecam, Lyman Borecam, very exciting product this, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use at the range. I realised that it ran through this little control screen which gives you your output. You can also store to an SD card, lovely touch that, just photos, not video. Here's the power. I realised that this thing was USB. It's running on 5 volts, and of course you get the plug for the mains for the power. But I was thinking, well, I don't really want to be tied to the mains, so here's a USB power pack. It'll run off that. That means you can use it at the range. You can, do it much more conveniently. So power, be it mains or USB. There's your main box, and then this is the bore scope. That's a little protective plug on the end which you take off, and you've got an angled camera there. We've also got a measuring scale here which is cleverly done so that you can work out, if you find some fouling in the barrel, how far down it is. I know it's obvious stuff, but useful. And then a little bung to help you keep centered. I'll show you how that works. And then there's the bit that you hold. And there's a marker on here for showing you where the lens is, so you can orientate yourself in the barrel, because it's quite confusing in there. So what I'll do is I will show you how easy it is to work this in the field. Put your power in, connect your cable from your bore scope into your output here. That's your main control screen. Switch it on. Switch the USB device on. There we go. We have life. So what I have here is a beautiful old Bruno CZ WMR Auto. Very rare, a real favourite of mine. What a sweetheart. I've lovingly restored the wood, had it all reblued. It's very accurate, especially for a WMR. The new ammo is fantastic. The new Hornady VMAX 30 grain transforms an old caliber. It's just as accurate as an HMR, this. Anyway, I'm going to have a look down the barrel, because I thought I discovered some pitting once. These rim fires are very easy to get pitting in, so I'm going to have a look. So this is my test gun for today. It is safely unloaded. Okay, just prove that it's clear. I'm going to point it towards the camera. Don't want you at home to be worried about getting shot. So lay that down, roughly facing towards us like that. Take the lid off our bore cam, and then you put your bung right up to the end. Now I'm going to zoom in here to help you see this. See, there's a light on the end, and that obviously enables you to see in the dark. Now this will do a 20 cal barrel and up. As I ease this down the barrel, you can see the land. See the carbon on it? Now I'm videoing a video screen here, so this is a real headache. Let me get the reflection of the barrel out of the way. Okay, that's a bit better. So, as we go down, there's the crown. You rotate it, you can see whether you've got a burr on your crown. You can see your lens. There's a tiny bit of pitting, you see there? So you can follow your barrel down. And all the time you're pressing against this bung, this kind of cork, and that just means that you can apply a really non-jerky, smooth pressure. This is me doing it without holding it against the bung. It's very fast and jerky, whereas if you press it against the bung in the end of the barrel, it keeps it centered and enables you to look down. So you can see here I've got some carbon in between the lands. The lands are a bit... Now at this point, if you wanted to take a photo, you just hit capture and it takes a photo and stores it on the card. Very cool. Mode doesn't really do much, it's just some basic settings, but there's not a lot that you can vary. And this light here, up, down, you can change the amount of light, but then the auto exposure of the camera cancels that out anyway to what it thinks is the default, to the correct exposure. So by and large, it just works, to be honest. You see how you can easily tell that there's some carbon on the lands. You can tell if there's pitting. You can easily see the colour of copper. As I say, bear in mind that videoing a video screen is always a bit of a nightmare quality-wise. So you can whiz up and down your barrel, you can check your throat, of course, for throat erosion. And the resolution is easily good enough that you can tell the difference between carbon, metal, copper, lead, and the pores of the metal becoming eroded by flame erosion. All that easily. I do not want for any resolution with this at all. It's very easy to feed down steadily, nice and easy to take photos, nice and easy to spin. You're not having to look down the back of a lens as you try and move it forward. It's all done with one hand holding the barrel and one hand holding the Borecam, and you watch it on the screen. Flawless. And all of this is at a third of the price that borescopes used to be. You could do 20 cal right up to obviously as big as you want. You can record the images, you can run it off USB, as I've said. I think it's an absolute wonder product, a real game changer. If you want to know whether you're getting the carbon out of your barrel, if you want to know whether you've run your barrel in properly and whether you've got the copper out of the lead or the throat, if you want to check your crown, you want to see if you've got any rust in there, this product solves those problems. And that cannot be overstated. You know, we guess at our cleaning regimens, we double check and hope, and we don't know. And in a scientific sport, it's ridiculous that we don't know. Then this product comes along that's, you know, 250 quid or whatever it is, and made by Lyman. You know, it's not some dodgy Chinese copy off eBay. This is, you know, a proper product from a proper company. Absolute game changer. As soon as I got one, I checked my barrels and I learnt that there was things to learn I needed to have worked out a long time ago, and I hadn't until this product came along. I had to completely change a few things. I had pitting in one of my barrels. I had copper in another. I was going to throat back a rifle because I thought that it might be about time, and I looked at the fire cracking and it was just good as new. There was no need for many hundreds of rounds to think about throating back, etc., etc. These are informed decisions based on evidence rather than guesswork. So I could not recommend this product more highly. You've got something that is cheap, high quality, and does a crucial job. You know, that is wonderful. If these things were £750 and a pain to use and low resolution and unreliable, that's different. But this is a third of that cinch to use. You can even record your images, and of course, you know, it's not just you looking. You can share them because you can both look at a screen. You know, what a great piece of kit. I am absolutely in love with this, although it's given me a couple of scares. But that said, you know, I needed to know those things. I needed to know that my chromoly barrel, my one chromoly barrel, rather than all my stainless barrels, my one chromoly barrel had rust in the end. That my normal care for my barrels when putting them away or transporting them in the damp or whatever was insufficient to keep chromoly from rusting. I have been able to test my various carbon removers and indeed lapping pastes. I have, for example, discovered, simply because of the information provided by this borescope, that chemical cleaning will keep carbon at bay and copper at bay in a good barrel, and, you know, normal usage notwithstanding. But if you have a problem and you want to remove it, you have to scrub, and you have to scrub hard. Now, I would have thought that leaving your carbon remover in to soak for half an hour would do it. No. I would have thought that mopping would have helped. No. You've got to get in there with something aggressive, or, you know, reasonably aggressive in our terms, like a really good modern lapping paste, or you know, your classic JB. I'm actually testing a white lapping paste from a company in the UK called Ammo Pro, which I'm really excited about, because you can really see on a white paste what you're getting out. Whereas when the paste starts as grey, like say KG2 bore polish, you can't tell how you're doing. So I'm excited about that, but that's a different video. But yeah, you can look inside and you can see exactly what and where and how you need to clean, and then you can clean in your normal way and you can see if it works. These are obvious things, clearly, but you cannot do this without a Borecam, and I can't believe I've waited this long to solve this problem. And then of course this product's come along that's cheap and reliable and easy and nice high res, and you know, what a lovely thing. I can't imagine how it could be improved. I suppose, you know, if it could record video, that would be even better. I suppose if it were twice the res, that would be even better, but, you know, you're certainly not short of resolution. You know, it's just a really wonderful product. Let me show you the box, because there's lots of info on the box. Okay, so here's the box. Lyman, there's the little light. That's you putting it in the barrel, but actually there's a little bung that helps enormously keep you centered. You can see the little bung just there, actually. So there's the screen, there's the power cable, there's the cam going in. It's 20 inches long, so you can go in a long barrel, you go in both ends, as it were, but 20 inches is useful enough. That is a photograph showing, you know, how you can see the land of a barrel there. That is an immensely clean barrel. You would normally have significant carbon along these edges. It's just how it is. And that brings me to my warning. Essentially, you dream of your barrel being clean and shiny and perfect, and because you don't know, you put your various chemicals down it and clean it, and you think that's how it is. The fact of the matter is, what you really have is a barrel with long-term carbon on it, so it's black basically inside, and the lands do get dinged and pitted and scratched a little, and, you know, the barrel does not look perfect when you look down it, and I'm talking about match barrels here. So you can alarm yourself with a borescope and talk yourself into drastic measures. You have to remember that if the thing is shooting, you know, that's the bottom line. Just because you've looked through a borescope doesn't change anything. If you didn't have a problem, there's no point getting upset. But it does enable you to check your cleaning routine It does enable you to check your cleaning routine and make sure that what you think you're doing, what you think you're removing is actually happening. You know, you're getting some copper out on your patches, so you give it a scrub and you think it's solved. You can now go in and you can just check. Okay, nice and sharp and straight. Now obviously if you saw a big seam of copper on here, you would take note of the depth of the bore scope, clean it, and then have another look and see if the cleaning has worked. Try different brushes, mops, chemicals, and you soon work out what does the job and what doesn't. So a wonderfully useful product, this. There's the pitting I was telling you about. I left it dirty in a damp car for an hour and the damage was done. Okay, so you mustn't alarm yourself. If it's still shooting, it's still shooting, but it, or if you buy a second-hand gun and you bore scope it, you know, it isn't going to look perfect because they never do. So you have to sort of get past that panic, but it is a wonderfully useful tool. There's my crown there. It's hard to do this and do it justice, but rest assured it's sharp and accurate and easy to use. Okay, guys, it's very difficult to film this. You'll have to trust me, but yeah, really useful tool. Optics Warehouse have provided me with this one, and I think they've got lots in, because I think that this is going to be a really popular product. I think everyone should have one of these, and it just works, and it's a good price from a top company. You know, I really completely rate this. I think it's going to really help people make good decisions, and important decisions too. You cannot guess about your cleaning. You know, and the state of your barrel. These are crucial things and expensive things. So, bloody good investment. This I really do rate this little Lyman Borecam.